Frederick sat in his room, restless. He had a strange feeling that Tosin and her mother were planning to abort the pregnancies. He could not sit and watch that happen. He wanted his children alive. He thought about it again and again until he could no longer keep quiet. That evening, he went to meet Tosin in the backyard. She was sitting on a bench, looking sad and lost in thought. "Tosin, we need to talk," he said firmly. She looked up at him with tired eyes. "Tosin, I know what you and your mother are planning," Frederick began. "I know she wants you to remove that baby. But listen to me very well, nothing must happen to my child." "Nothing." Tosin's heart skipped a beat. She could not believe he had found out. "Frederick, please, I don't want to talk about this now," she said weakly. But Frederick insisted. "You must keep that baby. I don't care what your mother says. I am ready to take responsibility. I am ready to be the father. Don't let anyone destroy my child." Tosin bowed her head. She had nothing to say. She was still confused, depressed, and scared. On one side, her mother was pressuring her to abort the pregnancy. On the other side, Frederick was warning her to keep it. She felt like her world was collapsing. She quietly stood up and left him there without saying a word. Frederick clenched his fist. He made up his mind that he would not stop until he made it clear to both Tosin and her mother that his babies must live. Days later, Frederick gathered courage and went straight to Lucy's room. She was surprised to see him enter boldly. "What do you want again?" she asked coldly. Frederick looked her in the eye and said, "I came to warn you. Nothing must happen to the two babies. Not yours, not Tosin's. I am their father and I will not allow anybody to destroy them." Lucy's face changed. She stood up slowly. "Frederick, don't you ever say that again. Don't you ever claim what is not yours in this house." Lucy pointed her finger at him. "That baby in my womb belongs to my husband. Do you hear me? It belongs to Ajibade. He is the father, not you. I don't want to ever hear you say that child is yours." Frederick laughed bitterly. "Lucy, you and I know the truth. I am the father. And if you try to deny me, I will expose you to the whole world. I will tell your husband everything." Lucy's eyes flashed with anger. She stepped closer. "Go to hell, Frederick. You are nothing but a liar. I will never let you ruin me." Frederick clenched his teeth and walked out. He was angry but helpless. He knew Lucy was determined to protect her secret at all cost. As he left the room, Lucy sat back on her bed and held her stomach. She knew she had to act fast before Frederick tried anything foolish. That same evening, she prepared a special dinner for her husband, Ajibade. She wanted to give him the news in a way that would calm every suspicion. She smiled as she set the table and waited for him. When Ajibade entered the dining room, Lucy welcomed him warmly. "My husband, you look tired," she said gently. "Come and eat. I have good news for you." Ajibade smiled, sat down, and washed his hands. "What good news again? You look too happy this evening," he teased. Lucy placed the food before him and sat opposite. She took a deep breath, placed her hand on her stomach, and said softly, "Ajibade, I am pregnant." The words rolled slowly from her lips. She watched his face closely. Ajibade froze for a moment. He looked at her belly and then back at her face. His eyes widened in surprise. "What did you just say?" he asked. Lucy repeated calmly, "I said I am pregnant." Ajibade dropped his spoon and stood up in shock. "Are you serious? After all these years? After all our tears and prayers? Lucy, you mean God has answered us at last?" His eyes filled with tears of joy. Lucy nodded, forcing herself to smile to cover the storm in her heart. Ajibade rushed to her and held her hands. "Lucy, this is a miracle. We thought it was over. We thought we would never have another child. But God has remembered us. Oh Lucy, I am so happy. Lucy hugged him gently, her eyes still shining with hidden fear. Yes, my husband. God has remembered us, she whispered. She prayed silently that Ajibade would never suspect the truth. She prayed that Frederick would never dare to reveal anything. At that moment, she felt both relief and guilt pressing on her chest. Ajibade finally sat down, still smiling. He took her hands again and kissed them. So after many years, God decided to bless us, he said softly. Lucy smiled, but deep inside her, she was trembling. To be continued.